You know how sometimes you get a piece of news that just stops you in your tracks? An unexpected call, a sudden event, something that just makes everything else completely fade into the background? Well, those moments are a powerful reminder of a fundamental truth about this journey we call life.
So what do you do? What do you do when the path you thought you were on just suddenly veers off in a new direction? It's a question every single one of us has to face at some point. And today, we're going to explore 3 really powerful reflections that can help us find our footing when that happens.
The central idea we're diving into is, on the surface, incredibly simple, but it's also so profound. And it's this: life is unpredictable. But what if we could start to see that unpredictability not as something to be scared of, but as an invitation, an opportunity for some really powerful reflection?
Okay, so let's get into it. Let's explore these 3 reflections that can genuinely help us turn all that uncertainty into a source of strength.
These 3 ideas, they really build on each other. First up, we have to live your life. Then we move into to embrace your life. And finally, we land on to share your life. Let's break down what each one of these actually means.
All right, this first reflection, it all starts with a guiding philosophy. It's really a shift in your mindset. It's about changing how we think about things before we even try to change how we act.
At its very core, to live your life is this philosophy of, you could say, radical acceptance. It's about acknowledging and truly being okay with the fact that we don't know what tomorrow holds. It means letting go of that illusion that we're in control of everything and just grounding ourselves right here in this present moment.
And once you start to adopt that philosophy, it kind of naturally leads to this very powerful call to action, to embrace your life. This is the point where our thinking starts to transform into actual doing. Now, the difference here is super important. To live your life is a way of thinking about the future, about accepting the unknown. But to embrace your life, well, that's a way of doing. It's about finally jumping into that thing you've been putting off for way too long. I love how the source material frames this. It's like this gentle but really firm nudge. Maybe now is the time. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when things are perfect. It's an invitation to stop waiting on the sidelines and to actually, truly immerse yourself in your own life.
But look, let's be real. It's not always that simple, is it? The reality for so many of us is that we feel completely stretched thin. We're juggling a million different projects, tons of responsibilities, and we just don't have the bandwidth. And that is a totally real and valid challenge.
So what happens then? What do you do when even thinking about living and embracing just feels exhausting? This brings us to our final reflection, which is presented not just as another option, but as a powerful antidote. This is such a powerful shift in perspective, right? When focusing inward feels like too much, the solution might actually be to turn outward. Sharing your life can be the very thing that re-energizes you and gives you the fuel to live and embrace it.
So what does that actually look like in practice, sharing your life? It means offering up your unique experiences, the skills you've worked so hard to develop, your story. It's all about contributing to others with the real intention of helping them learn and grow and improve their own lives.
And when you put these 3 reflections together, living, embracing, and sharing, they don't just sit there as separate ideas. They all come together. They converge on this single, incredibly powerful concept: finding and living your purpose.
So whether you see yourself as a healer or a coach, or frankly, just someone who wants to make a difference, this idea is key. Living, embracing, and sharing become the actual tools you use to fulfill your mission of making the world just a little bit better.
And that brings us to the ultimate takeaway, right? The synthesis of all 3 of these reflections. It really all comes down to this one powerful, simple directive. Remember to live your purpose.
So as we finish up, I'll leave you with the question to carry with you. How are you going to use these ideas to live, to embrace, and to share, to actively go after your purpose, starting today?